this is what God requires of us. All right.
It's the book of Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 12. It says, "Now Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee? But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul."
That's our job. Our job is to serve the Most High God. You know what I'm saying?
Keep reading. Keep reading.
Verse 13, it says, "To keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good."
So you got to keep the Most High's law, statutes, commandments. It's more than 10. It's the way you eat. You can't eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. Throw that away. Bottom feeders. All right? See, you know what I'm saying? The Most High's changing you. You know what I'm saying?
I've been to third world countries, so watching the enemy get picture this stuff, it makes you not want to eat it anymore. Okay. It shows you how to actually truly cook.
Well, there you go. You're keeping the commandments, not eating pork. You know what I'm saying?
To have you eat at least once a year.
For Passover. You know what I'm saying? Eating lamb. You know, so it's certain things that you gotta do. Certain feast days. Following Passover. You ever did Passover before?
No, I've actually I've tried to go on I've done Ramadan, where I basically starve myself until sundown.
We do our nation does the Day of Atonement. And that's when you, from sundown to sundown, you don't eat or you don't drink anything. You understand? You sit there, you get your Bible, you get the word, you gather amongst your nation. Ramadan is Islam. You don't want to touch Islam. Islam ain't for you. Islam actually enslaved your ancestors. It said you're a Muslim. Just like the white man enslaved us here and said you're Christian and Jesus is white.
That's understandable, which is why the price for apostasy over there is death.
What's that?
The price for apostasy in their country is death.
You said hypocrisy?
Apostasy.
Okay.
Basically, if anybody has been born into the faith and you try to leave the faith and their culture, they all shame you, and most likely they will just kill you because they want to disown you as much as possible.
Yeah, they ain't got nothing to do with us, you know what I'm saying? Just because we might look similar or whatever, it ain't for us.
For Judgment Day, when it does come, for all the people who didn't have the chance to actually get the knowledge that y'all teaching out here, what is their consequences? Like, let's say there's a lot of people in different countries who don't get the word of God. So it's actually very hard for them.
Isaiah, right?
No, not Isaiah.
Should we preach to the whole?
Yeah, that's one. No, that's we want it from Yahawah.
Oh, okay. Got you. So, put it like this. You know Kendrick Lamar? You ever hear his music?
I don't really listen to any type of, I don't like the...
Matthew 24:14.
Okay.
That isn't my type
Matthew
of
24:14.
And, well, it's preached in front of the whole world, you know what I'm saying? That's why we're out here now. Telling people, because there's some people that don't listen to music. It's basketball players telling you you're Israelites. Some people don't listen to basketball or watch basketball. So we come out in the streets to let you know you're an Israelite. God, you God shows the people. You know what I'm saying? We're just looking for one person, and you might be that one person. Everybody else just walking back and forth. You know what I mean?
It's the book of Matthew chapter 24 and verse 14. "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then the end shall come."
So that's why you see Israelites out here on all the street corners, you know what I'm saying? Come back to law, statutes, commandments, wake up, the end is near. You know what I mean? So now that you know, spread the word.
Shalom, Ken.
Let's go back to the word. Hey man, that might be the 144,000, you know what I'm saying? Who knows? He wakes up and repents, come back to the law, statutes, commandments. Might be getting out of here sooner than we think. Always looking for just one. So let's go back to Revelation 18. Yeah. Verse 3.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
So how did America get rich? Through having so-called black people working from sun up to sundown for about 400 solid years. So all the nations got rich off America. That's why Japan loves America. Saudi Arabia loves America. They have all these allies because they can afford to give them $56 billion in money and equipment to Ukraine, but y'all not getting no reparations. They can afford to just throw money at a war thousands of miles away, but they didn't help Puerto Rico when it was a hurricane.
They can afford to bring all those Afghanis over here, and now those Afghanis are taking all your jobs.
Those Afghanis, they had housing. Your housing list is a mile long. They came in immediately and got housing and a check. So all these people love America, and they're going to fall with America.
That's right.
Go ahead, Ken.
Oh, Salakia, right? Then they give the Asians a crown bills
They
and
give a crime bill
and
like
money.
40 million, 40 over here.
And then they get it.
Your
They
own
get,
people, sis, get from the 12 tribes, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's according to the Bible. Not my words. Matter of fact, let me get that. Tobit 4 and 12.
that's right.
Go ahead.
The book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye never receive not of her plagues.
So is it be physically come out of America? No, mentally get out of this place. Do not be celebrating no Independence Day when you have literally no independence. Tomorrow is Juneteenth, but how come there's 2 million people locked up in America? That doesn't sound free. And a lot of them are blacks and Hispanics. Stopped and frisked. They plant drugs, they plant guns.
Salaki, we're talking about bringing that back.
Yeah, Khan. This is the place you call home, but it's the place of your captivity. Don't get used to this. Don't get used to dodging gunshots and police, or what we call slave catchers, the original overseers. You understand? Well, bring that out what you got. Tobit 4 and 20 for a sister.
Tobit 4 and 12.
Make sure you hear it.
Says, beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers.
And who's the seed of your fathers? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? Who's the seed of your fathers? 12 tribes of Israel. Who's the seed of your fathers? You blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? That's who you're supposed to take for a husband. That's who you're supposed to take as a wife. Go ahead.
And take not a strange woman to wife, which is not of thy father's tribe. For we are the children of the prophets, no, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they are all married, even that they all married wives of their own kindred, and were blessed in their children, and their seed shall inherit the land.
So that's following the laws of God. That's how you follow the laws of God. All right, let me get Deuteronomy 7. Deuteronomy 7, I think. And there's a reason why he says this. You know what I'm saying? He's not being mean. In America, it says love is love. In America, you can marry your car. You can marry anything. You don't even have to. They don't even know that boys or girls. You can say I'm a question mark in this wicked society. But what does God say?
See, it's like a lot of our sisters out here, you really don't like these other nations for real. The only thing it really is you're trying to escape the inherent poverty that your people seem to be stuck in. You want to try to escape that by going to get with a heathen. So the reason why our sisters date out of their race is because they don't want to be with a black man. They look down on their own men, and they want to try to escape the poverty that they fear being in poverty. That's the reason why our sisters get with other men, and then they wind up not satisfied, and then wind up just dealing with the damn the disrespect of their parents, knowing that their parents don't hate them because they got with a black man or a black woman. Knowing these other nations hate you, their parents inherently hate you. but you're still gonna deal with it just to escape, you know, dealing with your own people because you hate your own people so damn much, bro. You know, it really pisses me off, but you know, it is what it is. She's gonna have to live with that for the rest of her life.
Bring that out.
You know, I mean, and I don't know how you satisfy it with a Moabite, but I mean, if you satisfy it with a Moabite, then I guess that's what
Here from the Philippines, who was here to visit family in Philadelphia, was shot and killed over the weekend. On his way to the airport, his mother was in the Uber with him. Let's get out to Steve with the latest on this investigation.
Yeah, the engines ran from 76 straight down the street here. They never even got close to it because while they're here on the University of Pennsylvania campus at 38th and Spruce, and you can see all the Penn buildings with the name on all the towers all around. There's the circular building that everybody does their live shots from the Wharton Business School and the business channels. But you can see next to the food trucks, a dozen chalk evidence markers here where the Uber was shot from behind. At least 6 of the bullets go into the Uber. And
Guys, Deuteronomy 7 and verse 3.
Bring it out.
It says, neither shall thou make marriages with them. So like, let me start at verse 1. Get the context. Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 1. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and has cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, and the Girgashites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. Verse 2. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them, and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor shew mercy unto them. Neither shall thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter shall not give unto his son, nor his daughter shall thou take unto thy son. For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. The Lord be kindled against you, and destroy thee suddenly.
Now he didn't. Now it doesn't say such as Buddha in the scriptures, but
That's what happened with King Solomon.
that's what happens.
Salakia, man, he might be a Christian, not.
Might be a Christian.
He might be a Christian, not.
Oh man, good luck.
White Jesus, man.
Good luck with that, right? So you have to follow the Most High God. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are God's chosen people. Follow the law, statutes, commandments, and live. Reject it, and you're gonna die.
4 a.m., a 76-year-old Asian man out for his morning walk exercise. He leaves his rear door every day, goes out his driveway just off East Hunting Park Avenue, and somebody, according to a detective, likely saw him as an easy robbery target, likely not having anything on him. And still, somebody shoots this 76-year-old Asian man while he's trying to just walk and stay healthy, and shoots him in the head and kills him. So what you're looking at is the back alley of Claridge Street in the 4200 block.
Going to get judged. Let's go back to Revelation.
Jesus Cristo no blanco.
The book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached up to heaven, and God has remembered her iniquities.
So God remembers America's iniquities. Like there's a mass grave in like every state in America filled with the Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? They have cemeteries. They put our ancestors in mass graves. You think God's not going to avenge that? Let me get numbers 35 and 32. You know what I'm saying? You're already there. You know what I'm saying? This place has to be cleansed. How's it going to be cleansed with thermonuclear destruction?
That's right.
News right now, that fire that is burning. You can see the sunrise in the background and the smoke. Really, it's visible from all over, almost any vantage point in our city. That's how big the fire is. 2-alarm fire broke out at an apartment building in Chinatown. Shayna's been doing great work out there at the scene. Very active still. Shayna.
Good morning, Karen. Yes, that's right. 10th and Ray Streets, and you can still see the smoke billowing at this hour. We have a number of fire crews. Philadelphia Fire has been working this scene for hours now, trying to put out those hotspots. I believe you said at 4:30. It looked like it was getting worse, and you're right, because the floors began to collapse. That's why we were able to see those flames shooting out of that building. If you're taking this live picture here, something important to note as we continue to work this scene, we've learned that there is a Chinese market at the bottom of these apartments. So you have the market at the bottom, the apartments on top, and a block away from where we're standing is actually the Chinatown firehouse. That's why